The chemical and manufacturing giant 3M has agreed to pay more than $10 billion to communities across the country over claims 3M contaminated drinking water. However, it is not clear yet who in our area will be getting that money.
We've been reporting on the 3M facility up here in Cordova for more than a year. Back in March of 2022, the Illinois Attorney General said this plant was knowingly dumping toxic chemicals into the surrounding waterways. And now 3M says it's going to pay. On Thursday, 3M announced it had reached a $10.3 billion settlement over these contamination claims. At the crux of all of this are PFAS chemicals. They're known as forever chemicals, and they're used in almost everything. PFAS chemicals have been linked to a multitude of health risks, and they're nearly impossible to remove from the environment. According to the Illinois AG, they were manufactured here in Cordova for decades. So how do we get to $10 billion? 3M is facing about 4,000 lawsuits by states and cities across the country for this PFAS contamination in public water. Now, the first of those trials was supposed to take place on June 5th in a South Carolina federal court, but the judge granted both parties 21 days to reach an agreement, and that's where this settlement comes from. If this settlement is approved by the court, it could end some legal disputes across the country. But News 8 did reach out to the Illinois Attorney General's office, which did confirm at least 3 lawsuits filed by the Illinois AG will move forward against 3M. It's also important to note that under the settlement, 3M does not admit any liability. The company has also previously announced it will stop all PFAS manufacturing by the end of 2025. So what happens now? 3M has said it will pay the money out over 13 years to any communities to test for and clean up the chemicals. But we're going to have to wait to find out which cities will be getting that money. 3M has not announced who will be eligible for funds. News 8 reached out to Cordova, Port Byron, Rapid City, and Princeton, Iowa, but either they hadn't heard anything or they weren't available for comment. So at this point, it's going to be a waiting game that could take months. We don't know how much money is going to come to our area or who will even be eligible for it, but we do know this. In November 2022, the EPA announced it found at least 19 different PFAS chemicals in not just the water, the drinking water surrounding a 3-mile radius of this plant. It also said Cordova's 3M facility has been knowingly dumping these chemicals into the waterways for more than half a century. In Cordova, Shelby Kluver, WQAD News 8.
And this 3M settlement follows a similar agreement with Chemours, DuPont, and Corteva, which agreed to pay nearly $1.2 billion to help clean PFAS chemicals from public drinking water systems. And up in Comanche, the city will soon be drilling 2 new water wells. This is also part of an agreement with 3M, but one that's separate from the $10 billion settlement. This comes from the EPA's report back in November when the government ordered 3M to help pay for the cost to clean up Comanche's water. According to the city, 3M will pay for the new wells, including the infrastructure and facilities costs. The agreement also includes $300,000 in funding to rehab a different well, which will become the main water supply in Comanche. The city has not said when construction will begin.